We'll start with a saddle pose. So saddle pose, point your toes, sit on your heels, and basically try and close the angle between your hamstrings and your calves. Close your knee angle. We're sitting here. If we need to modify this, you can put pillows or pads on top of your calves. So in turn, we stay a little bit higher. So if your ankles or your knees can't handle this, you can put stuff in between your heels and your butt. We'll get about 30 seconds. From there, we'll go to a toes tuck saddle. So from there, instead of pointing our toes, now we're going to tuck our toes underneath so our big toe and our other toes are on the ground. We're going to get a little more stretch across the bottom of the foot. So I'm a little bit higher with my hips, so I'm still trying to sit on top of my heels. And again, if you need to, you can stuff pillows or some type of padding, blankets in between your heels and your butt. Again, about 30 seconds. From there, we're going to a straddle pose. So a straddle pose, again, you can use pillows, pads, or a blanket to make this stretch a little bit easier if you're a little tighter. So I'll start by setting these down. This will keep my hips a little bit higher, so in turn, I can open up and get a little deeper into the stretch. So the higher my hips are, if I'm sitting on something higher, the easier it will be to obtain this position. So from here, with my feet nice and wide, I'm going to reach my hands out to the front. We're going to hang out for about 3 minutes here. And we're just breathing nice and deep, ideally nasal breathing. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, long inhales, long exhales. And I'll talk to you throughout the 3 minutes. 3 minutes, timer's already started. So we're about 1 minute in, a couple things to think about. Try and push your hips a little farther forward if you can. Make sure your legs stay nice and straight. And also think of pulling your shoes. It's called ankle dorsiflexion. Try and pull your shoelaces up towards your shins. We have about 2 minutes left, and we're still trying to dive into that angle in between our legs, get our hands out nice and far. We're down to about our final minute. So what we'll do now is we'll play with our positions. Holding this position, we'll walk to the right side. We'll walk it to the left side. We'll go back to the center one final time for the final 20 seconds. Try and get as deep as you can. If you can, with your hands out nice and far, drop your head down, see where you can get. We're chilling out, we're still breathing. This should not be painful, but it should be challenging. We should be able to breathe through this. So if you can't control your breathing, maybe you're pushing it just a little bit too hard, a little bit too tough, range of motion wise. Big inhales, big exhales, ideally through your nose. Go ahead and relax. We'll come out of that stretch nice and slow. And from there, we're going to move on to a lizard pose or a 3-position lizard pose. So again, you can keep your pillows, your pads, your blankets, whatever you have handy. You may want them on this. We're going to go push-up position. I'm going to bring my right foot up, ideally in line with my hands. My back foot's nice and far back. I'm going to drop my back knee to the ground, so I'm really just chilling out here. It's a good stretch, but I'm not really holding it. I'm not working too hard. If you need to, you can have hands, or pillows, pads, blankets, something to elevate your hands a little bit can make the stretch a little bit easier. But from here, stay as high as you need to, or if you can, drop your elbows down to the ground. We are hanging out. And then we'll hold this position. We're going to change it up just a little bit. So wherever you're at, if your elbows are down or if you're up on your hands, wherever you're at, try and hold that. And now straighten your back leg. So you're going to pick your back knee up off the ground. Keep it nice and straight. Don't let it touch the ground. We'll hang out for about 20 seconds. Go ahead and relax. You can come out of that stretch gently, and we will switch it up. We'll go other side. So again, push-up position. Bring your left foot up in line with your hands or close to it. Stay up on the hands if you need to. Your back knee can drop to the ground, and we're just chilling out here. If you can, bring those elbows down to the ground or get as close to the ground as you can with the elbows while still controlling your breathing throughout the stretch. It should not be so difficult that you can't breathe or you feel like you're bracing a whole bunch. We want to be able to relax into these stretches as much as possible. We'll hang out. Breathing, big inhales, big exhales through the nose. Hold your position, tuck your back toes underneath so you can pick up that back knee. Again, about 20 seconds here, a little bit more challenging. We're being active, but still getting some good length. 20 seconds. Go ahead and relax. We'll go into some upper body. So from your hands and knees, we're going to reach our hands out nice and far. Spread open your hands. You have a big handprint on the ground. So spread open your fingertips. You have a big handprint on the ground. Elbows are nice and straight. And then drop your head and your armpits down to the ground. Puppy dog pose. Go ahead and relax. And from there, we'll finish off with a modified crab position hold for some shoulder extension. We're sitting on the ground, my feet are nice and flat. I'm gonna post up on my hands behind me, and from there, I'm gonna lift my hips up, move them forward, and get some good shoulder extension. So basically, I want my arm to pass my torso behind me. That's just gonna open up our shoulder. As we do this, don't allow your chest to cave in. Really try and pick your chest up. So we get a stretch ideally across the bicep, the front of the shoulder. Fighting for some good shoulder extension and opening up that anterior portion of the shoulder. And go ahead and relax out of that one. That's it. Good work.